is Mariah, also known as Mariah Amazing, and I'm back with Convos with Mariah, and I have Cliff on the show. He's going to talk to you about his artistry and just kind of how he got started, and we're going to just dive right into it. So, Cliff, I don't want to butcher your name, so can you let them know your full name?
Yeah, my name is Clifton Agbortabi.
Okay.
You know, I go by cassava theory, if that's better, you know.
Okay.
So, but, you know, Cliff, I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's official. But yeah, no, you guys, I just kind of want to talk to Cliff about his artistry. So Cliff is a lot of things, so I don't even know like what to call him because he does so much stuff. Like, I would just call him a creative.
Yeah.
Because you do photography, and then you're a filmmaker,
Yeah.
and you're a producer. Like, you do a lot of stuff, so I don't even know like what to like officially call you. Have so many hats that you wear. But what got you like, what sparked your interest in all that stuff? Like,
Well, it actually started a long time ago when I was in Cameroon, when I was a young kid. You know, growing up, I don't know what it is, I liked sports, you know, but besides that, I also thought a lot about, I watched a lot of films.
Mm-hmm.
And when I watched films, I said to myself, hey, I want to do that. How you do that? Is that real? Is that not real? How come someone dies in the next movie? He's still in it.
Yeah.
I gotta figure it out. You know, how's that done? And before that as well, you know, I used to draw a whole lot of animes. And but I was so young to the point where it was like, you know, practically, you know, the teacher would tell me not to draw in class. So it's like, why draw? You know, what are you gonna do with drawing? You know, you have to become an engineer. You have to, you know, you're working towards becoming all these great things and all this stuff. And why you drawing anime? Why do you like this cartoon stuff? You know, but I slowly just dove into it and just never spoke to anyone about it until I really came to America. Then I learned to express myself and felt like, you know what, I'm old enough to realize that this is what I want to do, and I don't care what people think about me, and why not go for it? And I just never stopped. You know, and I had great support, of course. I had some pretty good friends of mine out here that have helped me in so many ways, and it's made my life a lot easier. So, yeah.
So you say that your friends are super good support system, but have your family been as supportive as like your friends?
Well, when it comes to family, I mean, family, not really.
Yeah.
Not really. My mother cares about anything I want to do. Yeah. You know, but that's about it, honestly. I think that's all that really matters, you know. So, I'm thankful.
Yeah. So when you came here, like now you're in Denver, what made you go to New York first? Because you went to New York first, right?
Well, actually, I came to Denver first.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to New York.
Gotcha.
And then I went to California, and then I came back over here. You know, but my parents at the time thought Denver was the perfect place for me to be raised. You know, whether it was because if I was seeking what's it called, citizenship and all that stuff, you know, it would be a lot easier to do all that in here than going to New York and, you know, I mean.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, like, what, like, pushed you to do, like, I'll say, I feel like when I first met you, what I thought, I was like, he's a photographer, and then you started into other endeavors in my eyes, obviously. You probably were already doing all that stuff. What made you, like, start, like, going to filmmaking and script writing and kind of just...
Okay, well, I was a lot, you know, I have a lot of, I like dialogue.
Okay.
I think people having a conversation and not necessarily arguing, not necessarily, just dialogue. It's fun. It's pretty interesting to just sit there and realize, oh, we're having a dialogue right now. It's, you know, it's we're not thinking too hard about it, you know. But I realized that if I want to make movies, I want to know how to write scripts, you know. Then I realized, well, I don't really know exactly what I want to do. If I want to be a director more, or if I want to be a cinematographer more, you know, a screenwriter. I just never had an idea, really. But I just said, hey, I like all these things. They're all fun. Yeah. Why not just keep putting my hands in everything?
Why limit yourself?
Yeah, why limit myself, you know? And I sort of just stopped everything I was doing, you know, with like photography. Just slow down for a little bit. Just slow down, do more landscaping stuff. You know, actually start taking shots in a manner which is almost like I'm trying to complement my filmmaking in the future that I'm really working towards. So writing dialogue just became such an easy thing to do because I realized, all these movies I loved back in days have great dialogue.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you just sit there? But then I just started writing. And I just kept writing.
It just came to you.
Yeah, I just kept writing. Now I can't stop writing. It's too easy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and it's got to the point where I'm realizing I want to get all of this work out. I actually want to, get people together and work on films Films are, it's a massive thing. You can literally change the whole culture. Think about Black Panther.
Yeah.
The fact that we have all these African Americans getting more into directing, and I mean it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling. You can accomplish so much. Bring cultures together. You can actually, just so much you can do, man. So, and I said to myself, why really limit myself? And I just kept writing. I went to New York and I realized, well, people like doing this film thing over here a whole lot. I met a whole group of new people. They introduced me to a whole new way of when there was apps I could use to write from, and I came back over here and I just got possessed with it.
What do you say to those people who are like, I want to do what you do, I want to be creative, but it's hard. I don't know how you get in the door. I don't have people that are around me that are creatives too, or financially hard. I just can't do it right now, work or whatever. What do you say to people who want to start but just don't know how to start?
Well, when it comes to that, me personally, I hear a whole lot of stories about doors and doors and doors and doors. Yeah, there are doors. Of course there are doors.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what I've learned so far is time. Time is it's such a valuable thing, and I feel like sometimes you feel like you want to get out of your comfort zone and go find things, which that's what they want you to do every time.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you gotta start by knowing yourself. You gotta start by really being comfortable with yourself to the point where you can sit alone for days. You can spend a lot of time by yourself, and you can suck up all that energy to the point where it's you can just burst. When you burst, there's no doors at that time. You're just doing whatever the hell you want to do. I started a project a few years ago called 5 a.m. in Denver, which I would get up, from 3 o'clock in the morning to 6 in the morning in the winter and do a whole bunch of photography work. Why was I doing it? I don't know why I did it. I don't know why. I thought it needed to be done, and I went out there. I spent so much time with myself that I got to realize a whole lot more about the city, a whole lot more about just life in general. It's the coldest times in Denver, There's so much craziness and madness out there during those times. You get to see a whole lot of a different side of the city. And I don't know why I did it, but I didn't think of any doors.
Yeah.
I didn't think of anyone that's gonna limit me. At the end of the day, it's all about your heart. Easy to get it done.
Pretty easy. What do you look for when you look for people to collab with? If you want somebody on your team, what qualities do you look for somebody that you feel will mesh well with what you're doing?
Well, when it comes to that, I usually just go for anyone that really just wants to do. Anyone that really wants to actually just do something a little bit different, because I always want to gain ideas from the other guy as well. And I think whoever's motivated, it doesn't really matter, if you got talent, no talent, or you just want to, if you want to do something different, you want to just try something new, or want to help me out and help us out, do something great that we can smile upon. That's what really matters. I don't really sit here and think of, oh man, that guy or she's, who cares?
Yeah.
If you want to do, let's do it. It's a lot easier. It's funner that way, You show up in time, you get things done, and why not? That's what really matters.
Yeah. Getting the job done, basically. It's a passion for it.
Yeah, because I mean, we're gonna do plenty more, so why limit ourselves? And so we just keep racing, just keep doing it. So
Cool. Well, you guys, this is the end of it all, and I want to thank you
wow,
for
so
being
soon,
on it.
so soon.
But first he was like giving me crap about being on camera. Now he's like, it's over already. But you know, it's over now. But when we come back, we'll be able like to see your film. Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely quite soon for the end of the year for sure.
Okay, cool. We'll get back with Cliff and we'll interview him and then talk about his film and the premiere of it. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And appreciate it. Thanks, Cliff. Bye, y'all.